Hello everyone and welcome back to Lazy Content. It is 5 in the morning. I'm recording this before I inevitably pass out, and I just didn't feel like recording a video tomorrow, so I figured I'd do it now, edit it, upload it, and then go to sleep by 7, as I do sometimes. And what better content to make than lazy content? Because I don't have any video ideas that I particularly like in the Discord server right now. So if you want to change that, go leave a video idea on my Discord server, but I figured I'd just do another tier list, because why not? Today's tier list, I decided that I would do a tier list of my favorite base zones in each world. And what I mean by this is stuff like the Commons, Caliburn, and Avalon. I don't know why I went from the Wizard City to Avalon. I don't know. The Oasis and Krokotopia. You get the gist. Basically, the base area, the first area you see in each world. And the reason why I wanted to rank these is because, one, I feel like it gives a very, very good impression of the world right as you first enter. Like, for example, Lemuria. I could tell immediately when I entered Telos City that it was mysterious, had an interesting energy to it, and it was definitely going to be like an interesting world, right? So I'm going to be ranking these based off of two main things: how good they are, just in terms of a base zone, and how well I feel like they represent the world. So let's get into it. No particular order, I'm just doing it as it comes, starting with Aquila. Aquila's main zone is the Garden of Herpes, as I like to call it, because I cannot pronounce the second word because I am basically dyslexic. But I would like to say it's a pretty cool area. There's some mysteries, you know. There's that Hydra over the wall. There's like a secret cave that has nothing in it. It's very strange. But then there's also Mount Olympus, Atlantia, and Tartarus. All really, really cool things, I'll be completely honest. I love the Garden of Herpes. I think it's a really cool area. I'm going to go with its A, and it does really well match the world. It's got the heroic mystique while also having the peaceful kind of tranquil vibe that Aquila is supposed to give. Next is the Arcanum. The Arcanum's main area would be the Arcanum. I would say it obviously represents the world pretty well, but if we're talking about general vibes, I think it's really cool. It gives the whole clean and well-orderly aesthetic that the Arcanum is. It isn't a Ravenwood Academy. It's not a school. It is a college almost, a university, a gathering of professors who are masters of their magic in an organization, and I think the area does really well to match it. And I do love hanging out in the Arcanum with a lot of people, like running around Test Realm with everyone, just hanging out in the Arcanum was really fun. I'll put it into B tier. Next is Avalon with Caliburn. Caliburn's really cool. I'm actually going to put it into favorite because I absolutely love like having all the knights of the round table just like there chilling, you know. The Black Knight shows up after you save him. There's also like Sir Pike de Lago, the different teleporters to the different areas. Overall, just really, really cool, I would say. Avalon, Caliburn, really solid. Next, we have Azteca with the Zocalo. I'm just going to put this in the worst. I hate Azteca. It looks so bad, or it doesn't look so bad, but it just like feels so bad. And then my least favorite part, I'm going to say it, I think pre-Meteor is going to be like a B or a C maybe. But post-Meteor, and post-Meteor is literally the second you finish the world, there is constant comets falling down from the sky and hitting the Earth. I said comets, I meant meteorites. There's meteorites hitting the Earth. And it just looks really ugly. It's loud, it's annoying, and it's overall not that good. Next, Celestia, and Celestia also has to go into worst because it looks ugly AF. I've said this, I said this about Celestia earlier in terms of looks. It's just not a good looking area, especially the Celestia base camp. I think the textures are very outdated and they're in very much need of an update, and I can't wait for KingsIsle to do that. Celestia base camp is pretty, I mean, it's cool. I like the music, but overall, it just looks too ugly for me to consider it to be like that good. Maybe I could put it into D tier. Let's actually put it into D tier because I don't think it's as bad as Azteca. It just needs some touching up, and the Celestian part is actually pretty cool, I will say. Next is Dragonspyre, and Dragonspyre is really badass. My only problem with it is that it does look pretty ugly. So I'm going to put it into B tier, but it has very much the potential to be A tier or favorite tier. Dragonspyre is really cool, I would say. That's funny because Dragonspyre is lava, so it can't actually physically be cool. But Dragonspyre is pretty sick, I'm not gonna lie. I love the look of it, I love the aesthetic. I just think the textures are very outdated. The Basilica looks really cool. I love the long winding like ramps, the like long flowing lava, and then the portals to the different areas of Dragonspyre. Overall, it's just a really cool area, and I think it fits Dragonspyre really well. It just needs that touch up, and then it'll immediately be one of my favorites. Next is Imperial with Aerial Shore, and I just gotta throw this here. I hate Aerial Shore so much. It's bland, it's boring. I know it's supposed to be bland and boring, but that doesn't mean I like it anymore. I just think it's like, it's one of the most forgettable base areas in the game. Like, honestly, I think I like it worse than Azteca because it's more forgettable than Azteca. Azteca at least is memorable, you know, with the meteors, but like, what's Aerial Shore? I don't know. It's just like this random place. It's kind of gray. There's a crashed ship there, I guess. I don't know. There's a village called like the Nothing Village or whatever. I don't know any of the NPCs in it because I've never bothered to check because it's boring looking, but overall, Imperia is just not that good for base area. Next, we got Grizzlheim with... Next, we have Grizzlheim with Northgard, and I promise that I did not forget the name of Northgard. Really, really cool overall, I would say. A solid base area. Everything looks really cool. The bears are sick. And then it has like a Nidavellir, which technically isn't part of it, but it's a doorway. It looks cool. There's ships, different gates. There's fishing, some bears doing front flips. Overall, it's just a solid base area. I could hang out in Northgard for a very long time if I wanted to, and just vibe. It's pretty solid. Next, we have Chrysalis. Chrysalis is pretty C tier for me. It's not bad, not good, not my favorite, not my least favorite. The Bastion's cool. I like seeing Devim. He's always my favorite part of any form of Chrysalis. But obviously, there's the problem where like Chrysalis is a bit bland in my opinion. A bit boring in my opinion. It's not one of my favorite areas of Chrysalis, but it does its job, you know, as the final area. It's got all the teleporter things. The waterfall teleporters, really cool touch, actually. I really like it. Next, we have the Oasis, and I have to put this into D tier. I love it. Don't get me wrong. I love the look of it. I love the vibe of it. But God, are the textures so out of date. King's Isle, please, I implore you, if someone's watching this, get on the Krokotopia texture. I know it'll take a while. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to rush you, but like this is priority number 2 right now. Number 1 being Lemuria. Krokotopia just looks so ugly. It needs that texture revamp. It's very obvious that it was made in like 2008, 2007. It genuinely like looks not good. I've played some games from the late 2000s that look better than it, to be honest. And there's some really ugly looking late 2000 games, let me tell you. So, you know, I'm going to put it there for now, but I do love the vibe. It could easily be a favorite if it just looked any less ugly on my eyes. Next, we have Marleybone, and Marleybone has to go into my favorite. I love the city. I love the look of London. You got Big Ben. You got the winding streets, 221 Barker Lane, whatever, Barker Street, the home of Sherlock Bones. Obviously, that's based on 221 Baker Lane or Baker Street. Is it Baker Street or Baker Lane? I don't know. Baker Lane sounds more right, but it could just be that I'm completely wrong. But I always love the Sherlock Holmes references, and I love the main area of Marleybone. I think it looks really cool, and I love, you know, like the papers tumbling through the mailboxes, the random dogs, all just really cool. Marleybone, you get a thumbs up from me. Mirage with Caravan. This I had mixed feelings about. I love Mirage, don't get me wrong, it's one of my favorite worlds, but I don't think Caravan is one of the strongest parts of Mirage. I like the look of it. I like it when it starts getting like bustling with people, but it's not my favorite. I'm gonna put it into B tier. I think Dragonspyre is better than Mirage, I would say. Dragonspyre would definitely be better if it had better graphics, but Mirage goes here. I could potentially put it like above Chrysalis. It's like below Dragonspyre, but above Chrysalis, and probably on par with the Arcanum in terms of aesthetic. But it's overall pretty cool. That's where I'd put Mirage. Next is MooShu, and MooShu has to go into favorite tier for me. I just love MooShu. The Jade Palace looks so good. It's like aesthetic is so cool. The only thing that would make MooShu better and would accelerate it like so much ahead of all of these is if they redid the textures and made it look like MooShu and Pirate 101. If they did that, boom, immediately MooShu top tier in terms of aesthetic, I would say. But either way, I still love the Jade Palace. You know, it's probably more like a really high A tier for me. I just love it. I think the aesthetic looks cool. I love the rock gardens, the big Buddha statues sitting there, you know, just vibing, having a good time overall. Solid world from me. Next, we have Walrusburg in Polaris, also known as a New Penguinia. Overall, solid area. I love it. I love the palace. I love that we, you know, lower the royal flag and hoist the flag of revolution. Vive la revolution, you know, ha 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 ha. I love Polaris. It's such a good world. Walrusburg is no exception to that. I do love it. I don't know if I'm going to put it in my favorites. This is a debate. You know what, let's put it into favorites. I would say it's either very low favorites or very high A tier. I don't like it as much as I like Caliburn or Regent Square, but I do love Walrusburg. I think Walrusburg is pretty solid overall and like a pretty good area. It's just cool, you know? I can't say much more than that. The architecture is good. It's French. Next is Wizard City. This one probably is going to go solid C for me. Like, let's put it above Chrysalis. Wizard City for me is a world of many memories, and I will say that I do miss the old commons just a little bit. You know what? Actually, let's put it higher. Let's put it a single tier higher. I miss the old commons a little bit. Obviously, the commons is iconic and would obviously be one of my favorites if it just wasn't for the fact that I think the new textures of Wizard City kind of like ruins the aesthetic for me a little bit. Obviously, I can just go into classic mode. So like this entire listing right now is redundant. Like I could just put, you know, go into classic mode and put it in the favorites, but instead I'm ranking it based on the new one, which isn't as nostalgic. Really, this is just redundant. It's in both favorite and B. Visualize it where you want to. I'm just going to put it here for now. Next, we have Wisteria with Pigswick Academy. Solid base area. Music good. Pigs doing front flips, back flips, whatever. Solid. Magical. Looks sick. Architecture, amazing. Overall, solid A tier. Above Aquila. And finally, Baobab Crossroads in Zafaria. This is one of my favorite areas in the game. I'm not going to lie to you. This is going to be a surprise curveball favorite for me. I love Baobab Crossroads. You've probably heard me use the Zafaria music a few times. I love Zafaria, and I think the main area looks so good, perfectly captures the world. It's just nice. I love the vibe of it. You know, people won't necessarily agree with me, but that's okay. I'm entitled to my own opinion, and if you don't think I'm entitled to my opinion, screw you. Go away. But that's it for today. That's my ranking. I think that's pretty solid. Let me know your rankings below. If you want to just leave your like top 3 or top 5, that's fine as well. Your favorites, least favorites, whatever. I'm interested to hear it in the comments below. I do love hearing your opinions. Let me know if you made it this far. Like, I don't know, comment like Minecraft Steve or something, but don't make it obvious. Make it like incorporate the words Minecraft and Steve into a comment without alerting other people that I told you to say that. You don't have to do that if you don't want to, but that's fine. Either way, make sure to like and subscribe. Go support me financially on Patreon if you wish, and join my Discord server if you either want to leave a video idea or get us up to 300 members, which we're really close to. But that's it for today. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Adios.